What is up, everybody? Steve here. I hope you're doing well. I am all good on this rainy day in Southwest Florida. The lightning's hitting out there and I am hunkered down in the condo here. I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to jump into HUD's July market indicators. Again, remember, all the information pertaining to real estate, it's lagging data, so we always have to take that into consideration. But let's jump into it. New single-family home sales declined 8.1% in June. And look, a lot of the large builders, the Lennars, the D.R. Hortons, the KB Homes, they've been through many real estate recessions in the past, and they know what they're doing. So a lot of these builders, they're going to start providing, and I've mentioned this about 3-4 months ago. I got some flack from some people saying, you know, they're not going to reduce prices and everything else, but we're seeing that. We're seeing builders reduce price. And I appreciate some of the comments too, because we had a couple where people literally got huge price reductions when they were negotiating. So if you guys are buying new construction right now and you can't wait to buy, then be sure that you guys are making offers, whether that's incentives or incentives toward closing costs or upgrades, or even the price of the purchase price of the home. Existing home sales declined for the 5th consecutive month. June sales of existing homes, which include single-family homes, condos, townhomes, and co-ops, fell 5.4% to 5.12 million units. Single-family housing starts declined 8.1%. So obviously, builders are pulling back the reins. They are not starting new construction. And I talked about this in several videos. I think the smaller builders, if you guys... you're going to start seeing smaller builders who just were not financially responsible and got head over heels, probably took on debt and short-term debt as well, maybe even hard money to do some of these spec homes, and they're going to get stuck pretty badly, in my opinion. Seasonally adjusted purchase-only house price index for May estimate that home values increased 1.3% from the previous month. Again, 1.3%. You know, that, again, this is lagging information. I keep saying it too, and I think, and I mentioned this multiple times, I think in the fall, we're going to really start to see prices actually decline nationwide in terms of averaging it all out. There are certain areas already that are showing values on the decline, and not just actual sales transactions decline, but actual values decline. So nationwide, it increased 1.37%. And remember, people that lock into a contract, it takes a good 30-60 days for them to close out. So the data is always lagging in terms of value of real estate. And something you really want to pay attention to in your local market, as always, are price reductions, properties back on market, obviously new inventory. The inventory of home sales rose. The listed inventory of new homes for sale at 457,000 units at the end of June increased 2.2% from May and 32.1% from last year. That's a huge swing. That inventory would support 9.3 months of sales. Again, this is for new homes. And then available existing homes for sale, 1.26 million units in June, increased 9.6% month over month, 2.4% year over year, represents 3 months supply of inventory, which is still significantly low, but that is up from May, which was 2.6 months supply of inventory. And look, the supply of inventory for resales, obviously it's still low, but it's steadily increasing. Forbearance on mortgage loans continue to decline. Obviously, lenders are working with borrowers to modify their loans and do longer amortizations. And there's so many different things that lenders are trying to do to keep people in their homes, which is a good thing. However, when they basically have to go through the qualification process again. So they're going to have to provide, you know, tax returns and pay stubs and bank statements and all that information to basically modify their loans. And if a bank sees that, you know, whatever we do, they're just still not going to be able to afford that mortgage. Then they're not going to opt to do the modification. But good thing is, a lot of people are getting out of the mortgage forbearance process, and they're getting into basically modified loans. 6.34 million renter households were behind on rental payments. This is the data. These two things I'm going to talk about is the data that makes me nervous. It's a lot of freaking people are behind on rent, and there's a lot of delinquencies. What happens with those people? They're gonna move out of those properties in many cases because they're just unable to afford the skyrocketing rents. Landlords are pricing people out of properties as well, which is basically just pushing people to move out, move in with family, move in with friends, or just completely downsize. So I think we're going to see more and more of that, just people moving out, and then a lot of landlords are going to be stuck with these properties. And I believe eventually we will see rent rates come down. I've said that in other videos as well. An estimated 2.96 million renter households feared eviction was imminent in the next 2 months. So almost 3 million people feel that they are going to be booted out of their houses. HUD estimates 4.52 million homeowner households were behind on their mortgage payments, and that approximately 1.15 million homeowners feared foreclosure was imminent in the next 2 months. Guys, 4.5 million delinquent, 1.15 million feared foreclosure is imminent in the next 2 months. Now, that information, it just depends on what state you're in as well, because some foreclosures will take longer than others. And unfortunately, there's just a lot of people just not paying on their mortgages, and we're going to see serious delinquencies shoot up, in my opinion, over the next several months. So keep an eye out for that. I will link this. You guys have full access to this entire PDF report. I will link this guy for you guys. It's 8 pages long, but take a look at the first page. The first page is the main page that I look at every month. Again, it is lagging data, and the data that we want to look at that I continually look at to give me a good feel for the market is new inventory, price reductions, and properties coming back to market. And then I'm really able to get a better sense of what's going on in these communities to figure out when is a good time to buy. And I'm sitting on the sidelines, like I've been saying. Again, we're making some offers here and there. They're lower. Bringing you guys through some of those offers here in the next few weeks as well, and gonna give you guys some funny footage of responses from certain real estate agents in terms of their response to our lower offers, to say the least. Anyway, thanks a lot for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See ya.